Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Truly Simriti. So in this particular video, we'll be talking about LinkedIn, and I've decided to start a LinkedIn series where I will be focusing on building a LinkedIn profile, how to create a content, how to be consistent in posting content on LinkedIn, how did I grow from 0 to 22K in just 1.5 year, and what all were the challenges for me. I'll talk everything in detail in this LinkedIn series, and this LinkedIn series is going to be called Everything About LinkedIn, and this is part one of Everything About LinkedIn. And we'll be focusing on four things today. First of all, why is it important to even have a LinkedIn profile, even build a LinkedIn profile, and to maintain it on real time basis? Number two, what are the key factors or the key points we should focus on while writing our LinkedIn headline? And number three, what are the key factors we should focus on while deciding a profile picture? And number four, how to decide the background or the cover image of your LinkedIn profile. So these are the four things we will be focusing on, and I'll try to break down all the sections and explain in detail as much as I can in two parts of the series, and then we will focus on how to create content and what are the challenges and everything related to it. So I'm sure throughout the end of this LinkedIn series, you will be feeling so much confident about creating a LinkedIn profile, and you will be at least, if not 100% of it, of course, you will get to know at least 60-70% of how LinkedIn works. And trust me, you're gonna get so much knowledge through this series. So make sure you watch this video until the very end, and also subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss out on such amazing content, and share with your friends as much as you can. So let's get started with today's video. So number one thing is, why is LinkedIn profile important? सो बहुत सारे लोगों को लग रहा होता है दैट बिल्डिंग अ लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल इज जस्ट नो ऑफ नो यूज, बट लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल is the gate to so many opportunities. Once you start creating content on LinkedIn, there is no going back. First of all, आपको एक तो लिखने की आदत लग जाती है, right? So that is a that discussion is for another video. Of course, when we will be focusing on creating content, we'll be discussing about कि कैसे आपको किन किन चीज़ों की आदत पड़ जाती है while you start creating content on LinkedIn. The agenda for today is why is LinkedIn profile important, right? So first of all, LinkedIn profile is your digital resume. No matter you want to create content on LinkedIn or not, LinkedIn profile is always your digital resume. For example, if I have to meet somebody, the first thing I do after each and every meeting, in fact even before I meet the person, I check out their LinkedIn profile, what they do, who they are, what is their work, what are their views and perspectives, and how will our connection be valuable to me and them. So it's, I just get to know everything about the person just by looking at their LinkedIn profile. If they are a content creator on LinkedIn, then that's a plus point. If they are not, then of course I have to meet that person to know who they are. But what, sometimes I get messages on LinkedIn, or I get even DM requests. So what happens is, there are people who will send you messages for referrals and internships and even jobs, but you will be ignoring those profiles. Why? Because you won't find those profiles good enough, right? So a lot of times what happens is, I get referral messages and a lot of messages. Sometimes there are profiles that are good, and I in fact really uh, enjoy replying to them. But then there are profiles which are not as good as they should be, because they are just not updating their profiles, and they are just jumping up into the DM saying, hi, I want a referral. Of course the other person is not gonna reply to your profile until and unless your profile looks appealing to them, right? So first of all, whatever the thing is, you are content creator or not on LinkedIn, the first thing you should do is keep your profile updated on real time basis, right? So a LinkedIn profile is just equal to your digital resume. The amount of time and efforts we spend on making a resume, right, before we step on to the interviews and the job search and interview search, the same amount of time and effort is required when you are building your LinkedIn profile. No matter what the purpose is, you should have a good profile, right? And secondly, if you are a content creator on LinkedIn, just like I am and just like many others on LinkedIn, so it serves as your personal brand. So there will be people who will be just recognizing you just because they follow you on LinkedIn. So it LinkedIn has grown so much more than just a job serving platform. It has now become a networking platform, just like any other social media platform, right? So you get to connect with people, you get to connect with like-minded people, and you get to explore a lot of opportunities. So LinkedIn is just the gateway to a lot of opportunities. And how did I get so many opportunities just because of LinkedIn? I'll be explaining in very detail on the upcoming series, or on the upcoming parts of the series. So for now, we need to know that it helps in building the personal brand. It helps in making your a digital resume, so that people look at your digital resume, and they feel like connecting with you, they feel like networking with you, they find you valuable enough to connect with, right? And number four is that it helps you build a credibility in your industry. So there are a lot of people who are really good at their work, but they just do not make sure that their LinkedIn profile is updated. They just do not put so much effort into building the LinkedIn profile. I think that is the mistake a lot of people do, and that is something that is keeping them away from a lot of opportunities. So what I feel is that it is really important to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is updated, because you don't know what opportunity you might get in future just because your LinkedIn is nice and it looks good to the other person. So in fact, what happens is there are people who do not even reply just because your LinkedIn profile doesn't look nice enough. And I am one of them, because there are times when sometimes I get a text or a message from some random LinkedIn profile who do not even have a profile picture, not a good headline, nothing, but they just text you because they want a referral or an internship at the big fours. So that doesn't really help. Just a message won't work. You have to spend a considerable amount of time on building your LinkedIn profile, so that if you are texting to somebody, they make sure that they find you valuable enough to reply to. So I just can't emphasize enough on how important it is to build the LinkedIn profile. And if you don't know how to do one, so just follow me, just subscribe me throughout this journey, and I'll just break down everything in detail. And of course, it's going to be really helpful for you if you are building your LinkedIn profile from scratch. So let's just get started with the first point. So the first thing we are focusing on today is headline. So a headline, why is a headline important? Because the headline shows who you really are, what you serve, what is your work, and what you do. It just describes who you are. So I think a headline sums up your resume, sums up your digital resume. Everything else comes later on, but your headline is the first thing the people get to see. So for example, this is what my headline looks like right now. In fact, I have to update a lot of things in here, but for now it looks like assurance at EYGDS, qualified USCMA, and Gargi College. So assurance at EYGDS means the department I'm working for at EY. Qualified USCMA is my professional qualification, and Gargi College is the college I graduated from. So sometimes there are people like here to network, here to find a job. There are people who write those those headlines on their LinkedIn profile, and trust me, that's not gonna help you ever in life. So make sure you are writing your who you are, who you consider yourself to be. And there are people who are content creators on other platforms, for example Instagram and YouTube. They even mention their follower base on the LinkedIn headlines, and I think that helps a lot, because the other person gets to know that you are credible enough and you are valuable enough to connect with. So that is one thing. And there are the people who run agencies, I would say content creation agencies or marketing agencies on LinkedIn for other brands or for other people, and who are helping people grow their personal brands. They even write their unique selling propositions, USPs, as their LinkedIn headlines. For example, I saw a profile which said converting likes into leads, and I think that is a really interesting headline. And So it just defines who you are and what kind of work you do. So it is really important that if you are not somebody who creates content on other platforms or on LinkedIn, so it's always advisable to make sure your headline sums up literally everything you do. It can be your professional qualifications, it can be the good firms you interned with. For example, there are people who write Niti Aayog, Deloitte, Accenture, firms like that in their LinkedIn headlines, just because it just highlights that this person might have worked with Niti Aayog. So people find you valuable enough to connect with. So because they think that you must have done something to uh, earn that internship in there. So it's just like that. Make sure you are updating your LinkedIn profile time to time, LinkedIn headline time to time, because of course your job might keep changing, but there are people who do not update their LinkedIn profile for years. So do not make that mistake. Mention your company name, the department you work for, the good internships you have interned with, the good brands you have interned with, for example. And later on you can even add fun to your, or something interesting fact about yourself in the headline. I have in fact there are so many profiles I like, because just because they have an interesting headline, right? So make sure to add a personal touch in your headline as well. So coming to the background picture or the cover picture. So a cover picture or a background picture, for example, if you are somebody who is in corporate and of course is just looking for networking on LinkedIn and is not coming to LinkedIn for the purpose of creating content, then what you can do is you can add your workspace picture or you can add your career journey. Like, I've seen profiles where they just put a white background picture with their career journeys on it. For example, if the person has, first of all, I'm just taking one hypothetical example. For example, if somebody has worked with Deloitte and then EY and then PwC, then they just mention their career journey like that. For example, if they are a CA, then they would write a CA on the on the on the cover page, and they would write then Deloitte, and then they'll just make it look like a journey or a road, right? So I think that makes the LinkedIn background picture look even more presentable. And what else? Yeah. So there are people who serve who provide services to personal brands and to even brands for their LinkedIn profiles for growing their own content. So what do they do is they write their own services, they make a background picture of their services, and they put it as their cover image of the LinkedIn profile. And I think that really helps them, because they might be people who are looking for people like that who help them grow their content. And if you are somebody who is the provider of that service, then it's really advisable that you kind of make your picture, like background picture like that, that sums up literally everything you provide them, right? Right from maybe LinkedIn profile revamps, or let's just say personal branding for uh, Instagram, for YouTube, for LinkedIn as well. There are people who manage your accounts, so just provide so you can mention all the services you provide to them on your background image. And if you, of course, if you are not somebody who is really interested in doing it, just put a small effort and make your cover image or your background image of the LinkedIn profile as your workspace, right? You can just put up a workspace picture on that, and it makes it look a little more professional. And this is how my LinkedIn background picture looks like. I have put this quote, or I would just say a phrase, as my LinkedIn profile picture, because it really resonates with me. It says, be you and believe in yourself. And I think this quote resonates with me a lot, and that is why I put it, because it just adds to my personal touch, right, on for my LinkedIn profile. And something really important is that you have to make sure that your background picture of LinkedIn or cover image of LinkedIn looks good both uh, on the CP, on the computer, as well as your phone. Because sometimes what happens is what you might see on phone might not be looking good, or might not fit in the frames while you look at your PCs. So just make sure that it does not affect the quality of it, it does not affect the frames of it, right? So this was all about the background picture. Coming to the profile picture. So LinkedIn profile picture, of course, is the most important part of your profile, because that is the first thing the people look at, right? Along with your headline and the background cover. And first of all, just make sure that your LinkedIn profile picture is just a headshot of you and you have good expressions on your LinkedIn profile. Just make sure that you are, for example, this is my LinkedIn profile picture as of now, and this just covers most of my face. This covers, the frame covers almost just my face, right? So make sure that it is just a headshot and you have good expressions and you have a natural lightning coming up to your face. And make sure to not use filters until unless it is not a picture of good quality, right? Although make sure that it is a high resolution picture and your face covers almost 70-80% of the frame, because that is what a headshot is. And you have good expressions as your LinkedIn profile picture, because that's the first thing people notice about you. Because if you're just making a rude picture as your profile picture, people will not be feeling that you are this approachable or not, right? So make sure that your LinkedIn profile picture looks approachable, so that people do not feel hesitant approaching to you or connecting with you. They should feel a friendly environment while they're connecting with you. And so these were the things that I wanted to share about headline, profile picture, and background image. If you have any questions, text me on my LinkedIn. I've just dropped my LinkedIn profile link in the comments below, along with my Instagram profile link. Do check that out. And I think that is all I wanted to share about the headline, profile picture, and the background image. So these were the things I wanted to discuss in the part 1 of everything about LinkedIn. So with regards to the part 2, I'll just tell you what I'll be discussing. For the part 2, we will be discussing about the about section of LinkedIn, and the featured section, what is it about, and experience section, and the education section. So next video is going to be focusing on these 4 sections of LinkedIn. And I think you must watch it, because if you are someone who's building LinkedIn from scratch, just make sure to follow this series, because you might be learning about what you never knew, right? And slowly and steadily we'll be focusing on creating content, how to create content on LinkedIn, how to grow your LinkedIn profile, and how to get opportunities on LinkedIn. So we'll be focusing on that aspect as well. So that was all for today's video. Make sure to drop in comments to let me know how helpful it was for you, and just let me know, or if you have any questions or queries, just text me on my Instagram, text me on my LinkedIn, or the comments below, and I will be really happy to help you out. So thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. Subscribe to my channel if you like it, and share with your friends as much as you can. So see you in the next video. Bye.